Hello, this is Brian Ryo with assignment number 7. Assignment number 7 covers the B-sphere as well as other collisional tools. The very first thing to be implemented is the GAM. So right here it appears that the two objects are touching. I switch to the GAM and it also does, but I move around and I show that they are not. And when they do, we can see that it registers by changing the bounding sphere to red, showing that the objects have indeed collided. Going briefly through the code, the very first thing is we set the collider model and we receive the pointer. That in turn is saved in the CPP, or the collidable class. The very next thing depends on whether the object is static or updates. So in the case of the cottage, which doesn't move, what we pass is the world matrix that we use to extract the current position of the object. And the second thing we do is we take in the scale factor. I have implemented two systems for doing this, and that would either be by passing in the matrix, and the third way would be to decompose the world matrix, but that appeared too costly for me. So what I did is the user can input a float being the scale matrix, and in turn what we do here is we take the constant float, and that is multiplied by our radius to get our new radius. And the center point again is the model center multiplied by the world matrix to get our object's position in world space. To check if two objects are intersecting, we do not take the square root. Here I've illustrated that I do not use it, and instead what I do is I take the radius of the first object plus the radius of the second object and square that, and that in turn will give us an equation that will equate to true if the two objects are touching or not. That in turn is used by the collidable test pair command or the self command in order to determine if collision has been met, and that will call the two objects collision calls, as well as change the visualizer from red to blue depending on whether or not they touch or not. I've also implemented a color.h for the user to quickly pick whatever the color they want, and that in turn gives them a vector of RGB value. Thank you very much.